Hello students, we shall move forward to the analysis of complex AC circuit. In lecture 12, we shall discuss the analysis of RC series circuit. An RC series circuit has a pure resistance R and a pure capacitance C connected in series, and these elements are applied across an AC voltage whose instantaneous value V is equal to Vm sin omega t. The voltage across the resistor is marked as VR and the voltage across the capacitor is marked as Vc. The total voltage V will be the vector sum of the voltage across the resistance VR and the voltage across the capacitance Vc. Therefore, V will be equal to square root of VR square plus Vc square. Since it is a series circuit, an instantaneous current I will be flowing through the elements. Now we shall focus on the phasor diagram of an RC series circuit. Just like the RL series circuit, we have learned to draw the phasor diagram. Here also the method is exactly same. First we will be taking the current vector as the reference. So we shall draw the first current vector OI. Now from this current vector we are going to build all other vectors. We have already learned that the current through resistance and voltage through resistance will be in phase. For resistance, V and I will be starting from the same position. So the voltage across the resistance, which is VR, will be drawn in alignment with the current vector. So OA is drawn in the same direction of the current I and marked as VR. VR is nothing but the voltage across the resistor. From this VR, we are going to again draw the voltage across the capacitor Vc. So we have already learned that a capacitors, the voltage and current will be out of phase. In capacitor, the current will be leading the voltage by an angle of 90 degree, or you may say that the voltage will be lagging the current by an angle of 90 degree. So the voltage Vc is drawn 90 degree lag from the current vector. That is, from the origin O, 90 degree downwards we draw the voltage Vc. That Vc is nothing but AB. Both are in the same y-axis. So OVC is nothing but AB itself, which shows that voltage is lagging the current by an angle of exact 90 degree. So we have drawn the voltage across the resistance and we have drawn the voltage across the capacitive reactance. Now we should find out what is the resultant voltage. That is the total voltage V. So the total voltage V will be the vector sum of VR and Vc. So the resultant will be the hypotenuse term OV. So you get an exact right angle triangle in the downward direction. In the fourth quadrant you will be getting that triangle. So the hypotenuse term, the vector sum of voltage V will be square root of VR square plus Vc square, or you may write it as IZ. That is the total current I and the total impedance of the network. Now from this phasor diagram we can easily derive the impedance diagram. If the current terms are avoided, then you get a right angle triangle OAB exactly from that phasor diagram, whose hypotenuse will be the impedance Z. The opposite side of the angle phi made will be XC and the adjacent side will be the resistance R. Now if you look here, that phase difference phi, it is not 0, it is not exact 90 degree, but rather it is in between 0 and 90 degree, just like the RL series circuit. So the steps to draw the phasor diagram is shown here. It is just similar to what we have drawn earlier itself. Now VR is nothing but the voltage across the resistance, and VC is the voltage across the capacitive reactance, where XC is 1 by 2 pi FC. So we have learned that already. Total voltage V will be the vector sum of the voltage across the resistance and capacitor. Therefore it is square root of VR the whole square plus VC the whole square. VR is IR and VC is IXC. Therefore square root of IR the whole square plus IXC the whole square. If you take the common term current outside the square root, you get it as V is equal to I into square root of R square plus XC square. The square root of R square plus XC square is nothing but the total impedance of the network, Z. So from here you can derive the equation for current. I will be equal to V by Z, where Z is the total opposition offered to the flow of alternating current by an RC series circuit, and it is called the impedance. It is always measured in ohms, where R is the resistance and XC is known as the capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance is also having a unit of ohm. XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. Now we shall calculate the phase angle. From the phasor diagram itself, it is clear that the current in the circuit will be leading the voltage by an angle phi, and that is known as the phase angle or the phase difference. If you take tan phi, it will be opposite side divided by the adjacent side, that is VC divided by VR. VC is IXC and VR is IR. So if you cancel out the currents, you get it as XC by R. So phi will be equal to tan inverse of XC by R. Similarly, if you want, you can choose the power factor also. Power factor is cos phi. So cos phi is equal to adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. So it will be R by Z. So if you want to find phi, cos inverse of R by Z. Either of the equation you may choose to find the phase difference. Next is, we shall move to the calculation of power in an RC series circuit. If the applied voltage V is Vm sin omega t and the current I is Im sin omega t plus phi, it is shown as plus phi because current is leading the voltage by an angle phi. Then the instantaneous value of power P will be equal to instantaneous value of voltage into instantaneous value of current V into I. So it becomes Vm sin omega t into Im sin omega t plus phi. Open bracketed, simplify, you get it as two terms. One is a constant term and other is a double frequency term. That constant term, it is Vm by root 2, Im by root 2 cos phi. And the double frequency term, Vm by root 2, Im by root 2 cos 2 omega t plus phi. Now we shall calculate what is the average value. Average value is nothing but the real power or true power or the power that is consumed by this RC series circuit. The average power consumed in the circuit for one complete cycle will be given by calculating the average power of this constant term and the average power of this double frequency term. The average power of this double frequency term for one complete cycle will be 0. Therefore, power will be Vm by root 2, Im by root 2 cos phi. Vm by root 2 is Vrms and Im by root 2 is Irms. So we get P is equal to Vrms Irms cos phi. That is Vi cos phi, where cos phi is known as the power factor. And you can simply get it as R by Z. The definition of power factor we have already learned. It is defined as the ratio of resistance to the impedance of the circuit. Now, if you put the value of this voltage and cos phi in that power equation, you get it as I square R. So this equation P is equal to I square R, it clearly says that the power is dissipated across the resistance only. or the power is consumed by the resistive element only in an RC series circuit. That is, capacitor element does not consume any power at all, just like the inductive element, because inductive element and capacitive element are storage elements and they will return their stored energy to the source itself. So the power will never be lost across these storage elements, inductor or capacitor. That is what we have been learning from all these lectures. So power will be utilized or consumed or absorbed in the resistive element only. Therefore you can write the equation as I square R. And across this resistor, this power will be dissipated in the form of heat. Now let's see how the waveform of the power is being drawn from the voltage and current waveform. Here it is very clear, the current, it will be leading the voltage by an angle of phi. So the power waveform, since it is the product of instantaneous value of voltage and current, for each of the time intervals you may multiply the voltage and current to get the power. Let's take for the time interval 0 till the phase difference phi. Both the voltage and current, they are in the positive half cycle. Therefore the power, which is the product of voltage and current, will also be positive. Now for that phi difference, angle phi difference, the voltage is in the positive half but the current is in the negative half. So the power will be a negative value. And look at the magnitude. The voltage and current is having a very low magnitude at that phi angle difference. Therefore the power will also be very small. Now we shall try two problems of RC series circuit. As the question says, a capacitor having a capacitance of 20 microfarad is connected in series with a resistance of 200 ohm across a supply 220 volt 50 hertz. Calculate impedance, current, power factor and power drawn from the supply. So first you have to draw the circuit diagram and phasor diagram. In circuit diagram, the resistance and the capacitance connected in series and both are connected across a voltage source. Resistance magnitude is 200 ohm, capacitance magnitude is 20 microfarad and the voltage is 220 volt and frequency is 50 hertz. Now we shall draw the phasor diagram. For phasor diagram, first we shall draw 0 I. The current is always taken as the reference. Then on this current vector, draw the voltage across a resistor VR, which is in the same direction. So VR is equal to nothing but IR. Now from VR, a perfect 90-degree quadrature you should draw down. So it will be the VC, the voltage across the capacitive reactance. Now the resultant voltage will be the hypotenuse. That is V is equal to IZ for an angle of phi. So in order to find out all those value, first you should find out what is a capacitive reactance. So XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. That is 1 divided by 2 into 3.14 into 50 into 20 into 10 raised to minus 6. You get the capacitive reactance magnitude as 159.23 ohm. Next you should calculate what is the impedance. Impedance of the circuit is Z. The equation of Z is square root of R square plus XC square. That is equal to square root of 200 square plus 159.23 square. That is 255.6 ohm. Next is you need to find out the total current of the circuit. Total current I is equal to total voltage V divided by the total impedance. So I is equal to V by Z. That is 220 divided by 255.6. So you get it as 0.86 ampere. Now power factor cos phi. Easiest equation is R by Z. So it is 200 divided by 255.6. So you get it as 0.782. It is written as lead because it is an RC, capacitive term. In capacitive, the current will be leading the voltage by an angle of 90 degrees, not. So it is leading power factor. Whereas in the case of inductance, it would have been lagging. Next is the power drawn from the supply. The power equation we have already learned it as VI cos phi, or you may write it as I square R, because I have said that the power will never be consumed by the capacitive element. The power will be only used up by the resistive element. So you can write either I square R equation or VI cos phi equation, any of those two. So we will get it as 147.95 watts. Another question. Find the circuit constants of two elements in a series circuit which consumes 700 watts with 0.707 leading power factor and applied voltages V is equal to 141.4 sin 314 t. Now here it is not specified whether the circuit is an RL circuit or an RC circuit, but a hint is given: leading power factor. A leading power factor meaning it is an RC series circuit. Now the voltage equation V is equal to given as 141.4 sin 314 t. That is the instantaneous value equation, Vm sin omega t. Therefore Vm is 141.4. Omega is 314. Maximum value we know, then we can calculate the RMS value. Vrms is Vm by root 2. So you get it as 141.4 divided by root 2, that is 99.98 volt. Now the another hint that is given in the question is power factor 0.707 lead. So from the power equation P is equal to VI cos phi, you can calculate what is the current. I is equal to P divided by V cos phi. P is given in the question as 700. V we have right now calculated it as 99.98 volt. Cos phi given in the question as 0.707. So you get current as 9.9 ampere. You need to find out the circuit constant elements. Those are nothing but R and C. So you should calculate what is the total impedance Z. That is equal to V by I. V and I just now we have calculated. 99.98 divided by 9.9. You get it as 10.09 ohm. Using the power factor equation, you can find out the resistance. Power factor equation cos phi is R by Z. Therefore, R is Z cos phi. So, Z is 10.09 and cos phi is 0.707. So, you get it as 7.13 ohm. Next is you need to find out the capacitive reactance Xc. Either you can find it out using sin phi, or you may find it out from the impedance equation. Sin phi it is opposite side divided by hypotenuse from the impedance triangle. So it is Xc divided by Z. Therefore Xc become Z sin phi. Then you will get it as 7.13. Or you may use the equation Z is equal to square root of R square plus Xc square. Therefore Xc is square root of Z square minus R square. Any of the equation, it will be yielding the same answer. Now if you have calculated the capacitive reactance Xc, you should find out what is the capacitance C. Xc is equal to 1 by C omega. Therefore C is equal to 1 by Xc omega. So it is 1 divided by 7.13 into 314. So you get it as 4.46 into 10 raised to minus 4 farads. Then you should finally draw the circuit diagram, which is having a resistance of 7.13 ohm and a capacitance of 4.46 into 10 raised to minus 4 farad, which is connected across a supply 99.98 volt 50 hertz with a current of 9.9 ampere flowing through it.